Hey everybody, some big news just came out a few days ago regarding Castlevania, and it's fan translation related and fan creation related. So, let's talk about it. Castlevania Symphony of the Night. I've talked about the game quite a bit on this channel, and it's just a game that fans continue to love and support and change as much as they can. And the Sega Saturn version has always been the kind of downplayed version, and rightfully so. It had a lot of problems with transparencies and some other issues. It did have some really cool additions, though, that the PlayStation version didn't have. For example, a playable Maria and some other additional changes, like there's an additional level as well. So a lot of cool stuff. I've always kind of said that the prime version of the game is the PlayStation 1 version, followed by the Xbox 360 version if you're going to, or the Xbox Live Arcade version or whatever, if you're going to like play it on a newer system. That, to me, that's the best version. And what's nice is it's continued to be released on like Xbox, for like Xbox One. I believe it's playable there. So really cool. Now, regarding Dracula X Nocturne in the Moonlight, which is the Japanese translated version for the name of the game, I have here a copy of an older rendition of Symphony of the Night. This is the one that had English translation in it, but this one is still not fully the same as the 4 megabyte additional version. So I believe that this version only came, now, again, this is a fan reproduction, so just keep in mind. I am getting one made. A buddy of mine who does repros on online. I don't know if I could say his name, so I probably won't here. But he's the one that made this one. He made my Bulk Slash repro and several others. I've bought a few of them off of him. He is working on a new version of this brand new Dracula X game, or rather Nocturne in the Moonlight, Symphony of the Night. Let's just call it Symphony of the Night. Let's just keep it simple. So you're probably asking yourself, what is in this new version and why is it being considered an ultimate version? Well, I'm going to go ahead and tell you what's included in this brand new edition, and that way you have all the information. I'll also include a link down below for the download so that you can download it. Now, I don't know if that's going to get pulled by Konami or not, so just keep in mind. I also want to stress that this version that's being created is still working off of the original release in terms of like the hardware. So you're going to need a modded Sega Saturn to play it, or you could probably play it on like a Sega Saturn emulator, most likely. But keep in mind, you know, I gotta warn that it is technically illegal because you're playing a game that you may not physically own. I would imagine that if you have the original version of the game, meaning not this is a repro or a you know, reproduction of that disc, but if you have the original, then technically it's not illegal. I don't know. It gets murky. Let's talk about it. So this comes to us from Medusa Team. They're the ones that are working on the release, and what it comes with, I'm just going to read it right from the website, and again, I'll include the website down below. So it's Dracula X Nocturne in the Moonlight Ultimate, Sega Saturn. Finally, the most complete and advanced version of Dracula X Nocturne in the Moonlight, again, Symphony of the Night, has been released for the Sega Saturn gaming platform with many qualitative changes compared to the original. Now, the game is completely translated in English, text, and speech in dialogues. The PSP version of the game was taken as the basis. So keep in mind, when you're playing this game, you're going to be hearing the retranslated audio from the PlayStation Portable version of the game. If you're a purist and you prefer the Jeremy Blaustein translation, which I did a video and interview with Jeremy, you can check that out as well down below if you're interested in learning kind of some of the secrets behind the localization of Symphony of the Night. He's never been interviewed about it before for some odd reason, and I was the first one to do it, so go check it out. There's a video there. He's talked about like Metal Gear Solid, and he's talked about other games, but yeah, for whatever reason, nobody ever bothered to ask him about Symphony of the Night. So yeah, I'm awesome. I got that. Thanks, Jeremy. So anyways, here's what else is included. Full translation into English, as we said, restoring the translucency of many objects. Now this is really important to note because a lot of the transparency was missing from the original release. They've fixed it since then with the addition of the 4 megabyte edition. So I believe you may need the 4 megabyte cartridge as well, or like an action replay or something that has that on there. Direct access to the global map, finalization of the global map, restoring the original proportions of some sprites, removing horizontal blacks, skip videos and dialogues, access to Richter's alternate costume, reduced loading time, supports 4 megabyte expansion card, bug fixes, and a hard mode. The full list of changes can be found in the patch archive at the link below. Again, the link will be down below. You can go check it out for yourself. I would recommend watching a YouTube video of the gameplay if you're kind of torn on whether or not you should, check this out or not, just to see if it's for you. But if you played Symphony of the Night, it's basically the same game with some minor changes and additions. I do plan on streaming this one when I get my physical copy, because I'm going to play it off of original hardware on the Sega Saturn. So keep an eye out for that sometime in the near future, whenever my buddy can finish it. But yeah, I wanted to bring this to everyone's attention, just so you can check it out for yourself and see if it's something that you want to play. What do you think of this new version, if you have played it for Symphony of the Night, or Nocturne in the Moonlight rather? Let me know down below. Do you still consider the PlayStation 1 version to be the definitive version? Are you kind of upset, like I am, that the original translation for that version was not included in this Saturn version? Let me know down below. As always, thanks so much for watching and checking out my Castlevania-centric channel. Subscribe if you'd like, but if you don't want to, that's okay too. More news on the way. Take care.